Hey guys, Travis Gillespie here. We're translating between words and math, and in this set of problems we're asked to write each phrase as a numerical or algebraic expression. So let's get started with 987 minus 12. Alright, the way that I could write this, well, I'm going to take the value 987 and subtract 12 from it. Let's move down to the next one, 60 less than p. This one's a tricky one and I'm going to get a new color for it. So a lot of people are going to see 60, then they're going to think subtraction with less than, and then they're going to subtract p from it. Be careful when writing this expression. 60 minus p is not correct, so we're going to cross that off. Think about it like this. If I were to say 60 less than 100, well, 60 less than 100, well, I have to take 100 and subtract 60 from it because it's 60 less than 100. I've got to do the same here. I've got to take p and start with p. So I'm going to go back to my blue pen. The correct way of writing this is p minus 60. Now I have 60 less than the variable p. Let's move down to the next phrase. So this time I have x times 45. Now be careful when writing this one out because I have the multiplication operation and the variable x. So I'm going to choose a new color. So a lot of people might write this as x times, they'll probably choose a different operation like a dot or a star, and then they would put 45 down after that. Now technically this is correct, but we're going to clean up this math a little bit. That's why I wrote it in purple, because I'm going to make it more neat and we're going to use our blue pen for the correct value. So whenever you are multiplying a variable times a value, that value will always come first. So we're going to write 45 first, followed by multiplying the variable x. But we don't need to use that operation for multiplication anymore, so I'm not going to use the dot, I'm not going to use an asterisk, I'm definitely not going to use an x. This symbol here is actually the variable x, so this is telling me to take 45 and multiply it by the variable x. So one last time, whenever you have a value and you're multiplying it by a variable, the value comes first, the variable comes second. Let's move on down to another. So here I have the product of 20 and n. So just as before, I'm going to lead with the value. So I have 20, and you may hear, sometimes you might hear your teacher or someone call this a coefficient. So 20 times the variable n. And we've got another one to look at here. X divided by 6. So I have x, and it's being divided by 6. Now when you get into algebra, you're going to be using fractions a lot. So another way of writing this, I'm just going to separate it with a semicolon here, is x over 6. So you're going to write division more in fraction form when you get into that algebra course. And then finally, one last one here. So this time we have the quotient of 400 and 100. A quotient is the result of a division problem. So this is a key word for division, and I'm going to write this as a fraction. I'm going to take 400 and divide it by 100 here. And I'm just going to write it off to the side here. I have 400 divided by 100. Alright guys, I'll see you in another video.